To know my dad served our country makes me feel proud, but also because I was so young, it's something my dad always did as a job. He was just the army guy.
Mostly when we went out to places like Wales or Scotland, we go out to the beaches and we go swimming, and he'd like throw us into the pool and different things. It was really like fun to go out with him. He was like a really silly person most of the time. He was always making people laugh, and he was always like joking about things.
I've just been told he was so proud of everything, and everything he did with a smile on his face. So like he was so proud in the military that I got told he was more so proud of the fact that he had 2 kids.
Yeah, so like whenever we watched a rugby match and I walked in and they scored, he always used to pick us up and like dance around with us.
He was always loved by the military, and he always had that kind of military family as well as us as a family. And I think especially in cadets and with Scotties, to feel like I've got that family as well, it's very important to kind of connect with him on that kind of level.
So sometimes we'll just sit down, Mum will tell us stories about him, or we would look over old pictures and say, oh, this is what your dad did one night or something.
My dad died when I was 6 years old, and I was in primary school at the time, and I felt the way I dealt with that was not like a way I would have known anyway. It was just a way of me not being able to process and understand at such a young age.
My mum and brother Kai, he was 5 when my dad died, and they tend to talk a lot about it. Like my brother will be in the supermarket and be like, oh, that was Dad's favourite. And I often find myself like almost get a little bit jealous that he has those memories and I don't. So when I hear stories, it's like I love hearing them, but at the same time it's like, oh, why couldn't I get to have that?
We have a lot of photos around the house of Daddy, and that can help a little bit more just to help us remember him. Because I was just a baby when he died, it helps me keep memories of him. So I think they're very nice to keep memories of our dad.
Although we don't look through the photos all the time because it can bring back a lot of emotions, obviously just knowing that they're there and that I can look at them whenever I want, that's quite important to me, and it obviously helps me with my journey of grief.
If I could say one more thing to Daddy, I'll say I love him and I miss him.
It's so difficult because he's missed 14 years. But just I love him.
I joined Scotties I think a couple of months after my dad passed away, and I don't think I would have been able to grow as a young person if I didn't have Scotties there to support me with.
Scotties Little Soldiers makes us feel we're not the only ones who lose parents who worked in the military.
It's got a lot of kids that are like me with like parents that aren't alive anymore that were in the military. So it's like filled with other kids that I can relate to a little bit. It's like made me feel like I'm not so alone. Like I'm not the only one who's done that.
And Scotties have so many different avenues now of support, you know, whether that be mental health support or that putting a smile on your face or bringing you together as a community. Scotties is not just one line of support, it's loads of different ways of support.
They do a lot of different things that kind of help with life growing up, and obviously being a young person there's a lot of changes that are going in my life, and I think they definitely help with kind of lifestyle changes, and I think they definitely provide a lot of support for any kind of problem, not obviously specifically about the parent that passed away, but for everything. Like if ever you have a problem, you can always go to Scotties to support you.
Scotties is really special because it helps lots of people who have suffered the loss of a loved one who served in the military.
Scotties Little Soldiers has and continues to support me every day after the death of my dad.
Without Scotties Little Soldiers, I would not be the person I am today.
Since my dad passed away, Scotties has helped shape me into the stronger person that I am today.
Scotties Little Soldiers has helped me, my brother and my sister a lot in the past, so it would be really helpful to Scotties if you could donate to help other bereaved military children just like us. Thank you.